Hello there. A Plymouth woman who believes she contracted an incurable cancer from hugging her father as a child has heard she will be compensated for her condition.
Debbie Brewer was exposed to asbestos when her father came home after working at Devonport Dockyard in the 1960s. Now the Ministry of Defence has accepted responsibility.
In a moment we'll be talking to Debbie Brewer, but first this report from Rachel Ellis.
Happy memories for a family now dealing with terribly difficult times. For Debbie, though, there is some good news at last. The MOD has admitted liability for her illness.
It's a bit of an anticlimax, really. It's good news that the Ministry of Defence have acknowledged the problem, the situation, and they are admitting liability. But then again, it's marred with all what it's about. Mainly, the thing that I'm happy with is the publicity it's getting.
Debbie was just 2 when her dad Philip first worked as an asbestos lagger at Devonport. She'd hug him every night when he returned from work, breathing in the asbestos on his clothes. She believes this is the only way she could have been exposed to the deadly material. Sadly, Philip died from an asbestos-related illness last year. Just 3 months later, Debbie was diagnosed with terminal cancer.
I initiated my own X-ray. I'm glad that I have got the time while I'm fit and well to enjoy my family. Some people don't get that. I didn't want to get down the line and find out that I only have 2 weeks to live.
A letter sent to Debbie's solicitor sets out the MOD's position. In a statement, a spokesperson told us they will endeavour to agree a suitable settlement as soon as possible.
I'm hoping that we can get Deborah reasonable compensation. I don't think money can compensate for the position she finds herself in, but I'd be disappointed if we didn't get her at least 6 figures for it.
The money, though, will be little consolation for having to leave behind 3 children. Rachel Ellis for West Country News.
Well, Debbie's with us in the studio now. It's obviously dreadfully sad. I suppose what a lot of people watching will wonder is how much you think you can achieve by putting yourself through an ordeal like this. I mean, television interviews.
This is something I feel I should do to highlight the cancer, asbestos itself, how dangerous it is, and hopefully spur a few more people on to do something about it for themselves.
And Debbie, what's so cruel about this illness is that you believe you got it through hugging your father when he came home. What memories do you have of that time?
Very little, because I only would have been about 6 when he left the dockyard, but I would do normal things that any other child would do when their parent came home from work. I did a lot of things with my dad, and a lot of fun things, which you would, no parent would even consider not touching their child, obviously, if they were going to infect them.
Do you think there are a lot of other people in your position, and, I mean, having got this supposed compensation from the MOD, do you feel you're setting a precedent for others who will follow?
Hopefully, yes. Yeah.
But, I mean, are there, do you think, other people in your position?
This is just scratching the surface, I think, yeah.
And how are your family coping at the moment with this news?
With the news of the
compensation that's been going on as well?
The same as me, I think. It's tainted. I can't jump for joy and say, oh yes, I've got a result, because I don't feel like that. Yes, they admitted liability and I thank them for that. But it's not something I can celebrate.
But by doing things like this, you can get your message across to other people who perhaps may not be that keen about confronting the MOD.
Yeah, absolutely.
Big organisation, but actually they were quite reasonable in your case.
Yes, they've been, as far as I know, I haven't had any contact with them myself. It's all done through my solicitor, but from the understanding from that, it's all been very good.
Okay, well, wish you the best of luck, Debbie. Thank you very much indeed for coming to the studio.
Thank you.